The street is not happy. Man is not happy. Boys are not happy at all. And Ocelot, we need to have a conversation. So, join me, guys. Let's have this conversation right now. Let's go. Welcome to Football Madness. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, remember to share this. Now, let's go have some fun. Let's go. Back again to another week of Premier League review and preview show. We are back for another transcending, another dynamic, another fantastic episode. For those of you that are just joining us for the first time, you are absolutely welcome to the Football Madness platform. On this platform, we discuss all footballing topics with a little bit of humor, a little bit of banter. We mix it all up and we have a good time. So you have found the Football Madness platform. You are welcome to this platform and you are going to have a great time here. Remember to like, remember to share with your friends, share with your family members, share in your group chat. Do not enjoy alone. Football Madness is enough for everyone. For our returning subscribers, you are absolutely welcome. Welcome to the platform. We appreciate your love. We appreciate your support. We say thank you. This episode is going to be special. It is going to be an interesting episode. We have so much footballing topic to discuss. So many interesting games coming up this weekend. Let's dissect them. Let's have a good time. Guys, we are going to have some fun today. So many games is going to be interesting this weekend. We are going to find out the shape that the table is going to be taking. What direction is the league going? It's looking interesting, yo. It's really about to get interesting. But for the first game we have for you guys this weekend, we have the game between Chelsea and Sunderland. This is going to be an interesting one. From the look of things, Chelsea has been in a good form. They've won their last 3 games, including the Champions League game. They've been having a blast. So going forward into this game, Chelsea have all total confidence. But the first question you have to ask yourself as a Chelsea fan is, can Enzo Maresca put a 3-match streak together in the Premier League? Can they win 3 games in a row in the Premier League? We are about to find out this weekend. This is going to be an interesting watch. The last time we saw Chelsea defeated Nottingham Forest. It was a flawless victory, 3-0. Nottingham Forest was huffing and puffing in the first half. They showed Chelsea some threats in the attack, but they couldn't finish. So when Chelsea settled into the game, most especially when Caicedo came into the game, he gave Chelsea the confidence they need, he gave them the boost that they need, and they went on to win the game. Flawless victory, easy victory. They walk away with maximum 3 points. Going forward against Sunderland, that is the same energy I'm going to expect from this game. I think Chelsea can win this game, but the game plan have to be executed. They have to be serious. They have to be dialed in from the get-go. The key players to watch for this game for Chelsea, first and foremost, is going to be Caicedo. I told you guys last week, Caicedo have been the best midfielder in the league this season. He's playing out of his mind. He's carrying Chelsea in his back. But lately, Chelsea forward are beginning to step up. They are beginning to get goals. Chelsea are beginning to score goals for fun. And that is something we need to take note of. The wingers, the likes of Neto, the likes of Garnacho, we saw them against Nottingham Forest last weekend. They had a fantastic game. They were a threat. Neto got a goal. Yeah, Neto ended up scoring a goal in that game. So that was an interesting one to watch. But going forward against Sunderland is not going to be an easy side. Sunderland have been interesting this weekend. They are seated in 7th place for a reason. They know how to pick up points. They know how to play on a counter attack. They are direct. So Sunderland is not going to be an easy side, but I expect Chelsea to come out of this game with maximum 3 points. It's going to be an interesting one to watch if you're a neutral fan. So what is the key to victory for Chelsea? The key to victory for Chelsea in this game, first and foremost, is going to start with their defense. The defensive game they played against Nottingham Forest, that was not good enough. Nottingham Forest could have easily capitalized on Chelsea's mistake in the first half. But that game is gone. That game is done. Now this is a new game. They need to make sure that their defense is solid. You do not want to give any chances away. You want to make sure your defense does not have any lapses. They do not fall asleep at any point in that game. It is paramount that Chelsea defenders do not fall asleep against Sunderland, and they do not commit any lapses. They do not give any chances away. They need to be dialed in from the first minute to the last minute. That is how you beat Sunderland. Another key to victory against Sunderland is you need midfield. Does not matter to Sunderland. Sunderland is not trying to play in the midfield. They are going to bypass the midfield. They are going to hit a lot of long balls. So Chelsea need to be wary of that. So that is where Chelsea offense come in. Chelsea offensive players need to execute. They need to take their chances. They need to create chances and they need to take them. You do not want to give anything away. against Sunderland. Sunderland is not an easy side. Sunderland this season have won 4 games for a reason. They've won 4 games, they've lost 2, and they've drew 2. I'm telling you, Sunderland this season, they are punching above their weight, and you do not want to get completed against Sunderland. They play good football defensively. They are going to be compact. They are not going to give that much away. They are not going to make that much mistake. So you need to make sure that when you create a chance, you are executing that chance. That is how Chelsea is going to win this game. The defense need to be solid, and the offense need to take their chances. The midfield is not going to be that much to see in the midfield, but Chelsea still need to make sure that they hold their own in the midfield. Caicedo needs to make sure that he's helping the defensive line. He's cleaning up any loose ball. He's making sure that the game is moving. The tempo of the game is flowing on the benefit to the Chelsea side. I think it's going to be a good game for Chelsea fan. This is a game that you guys are going to enjoy. The likes of Pedro, he needs to start getting goals. Pedro needs to start scoring goals. For Chelsea to be successful this season, Pedro is going to need to get goals. I think Palmer is still injured, so that's something Chelsea fans need to look out for. Palmer is probably not going to be available for this game. Palmer is still out for this game. I think he has groin injury, but nonetheless, Chelsea have enough players to win this game. It's going to be an interesting one, like I said earlier. So Chelsea fan, do well to enjoy your game. This is going to be a nice victory for you guys. I think you guys will enjoy yourself. For the next game we have on our list, we have the game between Manchester United and Brighton. You see this game? This game is tricky. It's going to be a tricky one for Manchester United. The last time we saw Manchester United last weekend, they defeated Liverpool at Anfield 2-1. That was a good victory for them. Now they need to build on that momentum. They've won 2 games in the bound. Can they make it 3? Manchester United did not play any Champions League or any game in the Europa League or any European game. They had 1 week to practice, 1 week to relax, and 1 week to get themselves ready for this game. Same goes for Brighton. So that's why I said this game is going to be an interesting one to watch. Brighton have been a thorn in Manchester United flesh lately. For the past few games they've played, Brighton have been giving Manchester United problems. So going forward into this game, Amorim, that is something that Amorim needs to make sure that he's wary of, he's aware, and he does not get complacent. He needs to make sure that Manchester United play this game the same way they played against Liverpool. They need to, don't look down on Brighton. You need to see Brighton as Liverpool. When you are playing Liverpool, you have your energy, you have your tempo, you are motivated, you are inspired, you are everything. You have everything you need to go play Liverpool. That is the same energy you need to channel against Brighton. You cannot look at Brighton and say, okay, this is going to be an easy one, or this is going to be, no. Brighton is going to make you pay. Brighton, the last time we saw Brighton against Newcastle, Brighton defeated Newcastle 2-1. That was not an easy game, but Brighton came out of that game with maximum 3 points. Brighton is not an easy side. If Manchester United should fall asleep in this game, Brighton is going to make them pay. The likes of Welbeck, the likes of Minter, the likes of Gomez, these are players that are differential for Brighton. Even Guta in the midfield, he's been having a good season so far, playing right there behind Welbeck. I believe that the key matchup in this game is going to be between Manchester United defense and Brighton offense. You cannot give Brighton any chances. Manchester United need to play a solid defense the same way they did against Liverpool. Do not play this game. Do not play this game like Brighton is going to be an easy side. That is my number 1 warning for Manchester United. You need to play this game like you played against Liverpool. You need to be motivated, you need to be inspired, and you need to give maximum energy. For Manchester United, the key players that to watch out for in this game is going to be Mbeumo, alongside with Diallo. Diallo playing the right wing back, and Mbeumo playing right in front of him. That is the most dangerous side in Manchester United attack. The combination of Diallo and the combination of Diallo and Mbeumo will pose a threat to any defense in the Premier League. That is something that Brighton need to be wary of. Last weekend, Amorim started with Mount against Liverpool. He took out Sesko, but I think in a game like this against Brighton, Sesko should start this game. His area threat is going to be something that is important for Manchester United. He can head the ball down towards Mbeumo or towards Konya coming through the left-hand side. That is something that Manchester United can actually use to their strength while playing against Brighton. I think this game is going to be a very interesting game to watch. It's going to be an interesting game to watch. If you're a neutral fan, you definitely want to watch this game. This game is going to have everything to watch. Goals, I think both sides is going to score. It's going to be an entertaining one. I think Manchester United can win this game. I think they can win this game, but they have to execute. They have to take their chances, and they have to be defensively sound. If you get complacent, Brighton is going to make you pay. But nonetheless, the key to victory for Manchester United is going to start with their offensive line. They have to take their chances. Against Brighton, Brighton is a side that is not going to make that much mistake. Brighton is a side that is going to try to keep possession. They're going to try to play the game. So you have to actually take your chances when you create them. And in the midfield, this is a game that the midfield battle is going to stand out. The battle between Brighton midfielders and Manchester United midfielders is going to stand out in this game. The battle in the midfield, whomever win the midfield in this game is most likely going to win this game. Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro is likely to start in midfield for Manchester United. Brighton, we are going to see Baleba and Iyari. They're probably going to play the midfield pairing for Brighton with Ruta playing right in front of them. That is the midfield combination that we are going to see for Brighton. I think that the midfield matchup is going to determine who wins this game. Ability to win the midfield is going to determine this game. So that is something Manchester United do not want to make sure. They do not want to lose that battle in the midfield to Brighton. You want to take that midfield away from Brighton. You want to be physical. You want to be energetic. You want to take the game to Brighton, and you want to come out of this game with maximum 3 points. This game is going to be played at Old Trafford. I believe that is an advantage towards Manchester United, but it's going to be an interesting one to watch. If you're a neutral fan, grab your popcorn, grab your drink. You are going to enjoy watching this game. Key players to watch for Manchester United: Mbeumo and Diallo, like I spoke about earlier, and also Bruno Fernandes. Ability to arrive at the box late, ability to take those long range shots is going to be a differential for Manchester United. So don't be surprised if Bruno pick up a goal and assist in this game. That is something to watch out for. I think that this is going to be a good one for Manchester United. If you're a Manchester United fan, enjoy watching this game. It's going to be a good one for you guys. For the next game we have on our list, we have the game between Brentford and Liverpool. Hey! Oh man, Arne Slot, come forward. Liverpool right now have lost 3 games in a bounce. Right now at Liverpool, it is bleeding, and it is bleeding fast. Liverpool won their first 5 games of the season, and now they've lost the last 3 games. Week 9, Arne Slot, this weekend is going to determine what direction you are going with your job. Yeah, you're on a fraud watch. Right now, Arne Slot is on a fraud watch. You see, personally, I don't have any problem with Arne Slot. But the thing is that Premier League is unforgiving. That's one thing Arne Slot needs to understand. Premier League is unforgiving. And it is, what have you done for me lately? I spoke about this last weekend. Premier League only understand what have you done for me lately. You won the league last season. Last season is last season. This season, you've lost 3 games in a bounce. The first 5 games that you won, you did not play the best football as possible. So right now, it looked like the last time you played a good game is last season. Or is Arne Slot still stuck at Ibiza? Do we need to go out to Ibiza to look for the real Arne Slot? Did they clone him and swap him and send us a clone or something? Because at this point, I am not even understanding myself. You see, this is my biggest problem with Arne Slot. You cannot tell me that you are watching this side, you are coaching this side, you have time to work with these guys in practice, your tactics, your philosophy, and you keep making the same mistakes over and over. See, the worst thing for a manager, for anybody in life, anything you are doing, the worst thing you want to do is make mistakes over and over and not learn anything from it. You played Crystal Palace, you lost. You did not learn anything from that game. You played Chelsea, you lost. You did not learn anything from that game. You played Manchester United, you lost. And you still did not learn anything from that game. You cannot keep defending in you cannot have this team defending in transition like they are a high schooler or they are playing college soccer. This is oh my, like, you have to learn from your mistakes. If you don't have the player to press, then you don't need to be pushing the players high. Draw back 5-10 yards and let your opponent play the game towards you. If you keep pushing forward to go press and you don't press properly, or you don't know how to press, your opponent bypass your press and it is on a counter attack. Like, even a blind man knows this. A blind man can see this. Man, honestly, you have a problem. Big time, you have a problem. And when I'm listening to your interviews, I'm listening to your statement, you are busy making all the excuses in the world except fixing your team. When you have players that are performing and you decide to put them on the bench, and you have players that are not performing, but because of the name at the back of their jersey, you want to start them, you are the problem, not the player. You are the one playing the player. Like, when people are like, oh, this player is out of form. So, no. I'm not blaming the player that's out of form. I'm blaming you that plays that player on the field. the whole thing end on your table. You cannot play a player that is out of form, or you cannot keep playing a tactics that is not working, a system that is not working for the current players that you have, and it's insanity. Doing the same thing repetitiously and having the same result, and you think all of a sudden something is going to change. No, you are the problem. It's insane. It's insane. You sign new players. The players you sign, they have different skill sets compared to the players that you sold, the players that you let leave your team. Now you need to come up with a new tactics that is going to suit the players that you have. You cannot take a triangle and try to fit it in a square box. It does not work. No. You take a circle and you're trying to fix it in a triangle box. No, it's not going to work. It does not match. With the crop of players that you have, you need to play a tactics, a system, a formation that suits them, that highlights their strengths. That is what you need to do. But making the same mistake, playing players that oh man, you're on fraud watch, man. And as long you're on fraud watch. Going forward into this game against Brentford, if you should come out of this game with nothing but 3 points, I am going to be the captain of the slot out brigade. Yes, I am going to be the captain of the slot out brigade. Because you, my friend, you're unbelievable. You need to use your sense. This is why you get paid. This is why you are getting the big bucks. This is why you are the manager. Use your sense. The key to victory against Brentford, first thing first, is going to be the defense. You have to drill these guys. They have to be defensively sound, defending in transition, defending the counter-attack press, like you need to defend the entire time in the game. You cannot defend for 70 minutes and fall asleep for the rest of the game. No, it's not acceptable. You need to be defensively sound from the first minute to the last minute. You need to defend the counter attack, and you need to defend the long ball. This weekend, the interview that he did recently, and Slot said that the team they lost to were playing long balls. Playing long ball is part of playing football. That is their own tactics. It's your job to defend the long balls. Like how delusional can you be for you to say such a thing? It is their job to play their own system. It is your opponent's job to play their own tactics. And it is your own job to stop their own formation, to stop their tactics. That's your job. What? Can you even hear yourself? They were not playing the ball on the ground. So if every team play the ball in the air now, you lose the rest of your game. Is that what you are trying to explain to me? See, that's my problem with Slot. If you are coaching Liverpool and you are not learning from your mistakes, it's high time you pack your bag and leave. Like, it's as simple as that. You have to learn from your mistake. Let me make this adjustment. Let me correct this. This is not working. Let me let it go. Okay, let me come up with a new philosophy, new tactics. That is what you do. You go back to a drawing board and you figure it out. What's coming out to say, your opponents were not playing the ball on the ground. The opponent were hoofing the ball. And so what? Who cares how your opponent decides to play their formation? Who cares how they have to play their own tactics? Your job is on the line this weekend. Against Brentford, the secondary key to victory is going to be the offensive line. If you decide to start Mo Salah and Gakpo on the two flanks, and you decide you want to play Isak through the middle, I think Isak is injured, so we're probably going to see Ekitike this weekend. If you decide that is the three front line you want to go with, you need to make sure that if Salah is not tracking back, Gakpo has to track back. You cannot have two wingers that are standing up there and not tracking back. It's not happening. You need to find a way to press your opponent. You need to be able to press your opponent. And if you have no idea about how to do that, drop the team back. There is no point you running like a gamma lizard, running, chasing players, and you are just running after players, running after the ball. If you are pressing, you press with intention, you press with a style, you press with a skin. Know when you want to press, know how you want to press. Man, this man, like I said, you're on fraud watch. You are really on fraud watch. So this weekend, we are going to be watching the key players to watch in this game. First one is going to be Ekitike. I believe that Ekitike is going to help Liverpool in the offensive line. You have to start Ekitike. The second key player to watch in this game is going to be Chiesa. Chiesa coming out from the bench. That is if he decides he wants to put him in. Chiesa is a differential player for Liverpool so far this season. And the third key player to watch in this game is going to be Szoboszlai. His ability to press, his ability to bring energy in that midfield is going to be something that stand out in this game. So Liverpool need to make sure that they are sound from the get-go. Play this game with intention. Play this game like it's your last game. And a slot. You're on fraud watch now. If you do not come out of this game with 3 points, give me the captain ban. Captain, slot out. That's it. I'm joining the brigade. Straight. Slot out. You have to come out of this game with 3 points. And that is the only way I will not be wearing my captain band next week. So that's what I have for you guys for this game. For the next game we have on our list, we have the game between Arsenal and Crystal Palace. First question you have to ask yourself, can Crystal Palace break down Arsenal defense? That is the first thing. That would be something to watch out for in this game. Arsenal defense versus Crystal Palace offense. Who is going to win that battle? I believe that is going to be the differential in this game. Crystal Palace offense versus Arsenal defense. Whomever wins that battle wins this game. That's simple. Right now, Arsenal defense is impenetrable. No one can penetrate that defense. They are playing sound defensively. They are not giving that much away. They are not making mistakes. They are dialed in. They're playing with intention. They are playing with purpose. So if you are to win this game, or if you are to stand a chance in this game, Crystal Palace, you have to win the battle between Crystal Palace offense versus Arsenal defense. That is the first place the battle is going to be set. For Arsenal, the key players to watch out for Arsenal, first and foremost, is going to be Saka. Saka is going to be leading Arsenal's offense. The second key player to watch in this game is going to be Gyökeres. Scoring 2 goals in the Champions League is good. I hope it boosts your confidence, but you need to step up in these games. Week in, week out in this Premier League game, Gyökeres is disappearing. You need to step up and you need to deliver. They're not paying you as the main striker for nothing. You need to get goals. Arsenal fans want to see you scoring goals. They want to see you delivering. So you are going to be a player that we are watching in this game. For another player that we're going to be watching out for in this game is going to be Eze. I think Eze is going to have a key differential moment in this game. His ability to create play on the offensive line and his ability to travel with the ball is going to help Arsenal get out of press, Arsenal get out of key moment. It's going to be a differential in this game. So Eze, Gyökeres, and Saka, those are players that you want to watch out for Arsenal in this game. On the other side for Crystal Palace is a side that play 3-4-3. They play sound defensively. Last time we saw Crystal Palace, they were in a stale battle with Bournemouth. The game ended 3-3. Mateta was unbelievable. Mateta scored the 3 goals. He had a great game. So the key players for Crystal Palace is going to be Sarr and Mateta. If they can pose threats to Arsenal defense, we are going to find out in this game. But nonetheless, I think Arsenal should have enough firepower to win this game. Arsenal right now are on cruise control. They are having a time of their life. They are playing good football. They are picking up maximum 3 points. So that's something we need to watch out for in this game. The key to victory for Arsenal is going to be their defensive line, keeping Crystal Palace out. If their defensive line can win the battle between the Crystal Palace offense and Arsenal defense, if Arsenal defensive line can win that battle, Arsenal is winning this game. That is going to be the key to victory for Arsenal. Then the secondary key to victory for Arsenal is going to be Arsenal midfielders' ability to create for the offensive player, create opportunity that Gyökeres can finish, create chances that Gyökeres can get onto and finish. It's high time he starts scoring goals in the Premier League. It's high time he starts building up his confidence. So that is something to watch out for in this game. I think the Arsenal fans are going to enjoy watching this game. If you're a neutral fan, you want to grab your popcorn, you want to grab your drink, this is going to be an interesting game to watch. For the last game we have this weekend, we have the game between Aston Villa and Manchester City. Manchester City have been going under the radar. They've won their last 3 games. They've been going under the radar. Like, no one is paying attention to Manchester City. They're just going about their business. Haaland is doing Haaland is doing some crazy things this season. Performing unbelievably, delivering goals after goals after goals. So that is something we need to watch out for in this game. It's going to be an interesting one to see. Aston Villa versus Manchester City. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. For key players to watch for Manchester City, is going to start with Gonzalez. Gonzalez stepping in to play for Rodri. Rodri has been injured, or is still recovering from his injury. That is something that we need to watch. His ability to step into that DM role and play it with perfection. Play it with maximum energy and making sure that Manchester City does not miss Rodri. Playing the game the way Rodri will play, or at least giving them 80% of what Rodri will give them, because that is an important role for the way Manchester City play their football. Also, another key player that is going to be important in this game is Foden. Foden this season need to step up, need to start getting goals, you need to get assists. I keep saying the same thing week in, week out. You cannot keep relying on Haaland to do everything by himself. At some point, you have to start doing things for your team. Manchester City, you cannot keep relying on Haaland. What happened when Haaland fails to score? That is the question. That is actually the first question you have to ask yourself for a Manchester City fan. What happened when Haaland fails to score? Who is the player that is going to step up? Who is going to step up in this team? Get goals, get assists, and help Manchester City win the games. So Foden is going to be a key player to watch out for in this game. Aston Villa, they lost their game in the Europa League, but in the Premier League, the last time we saw them, they won their game 2-1. They went to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They defeated Tottenham 2-1. They conceded early, but they fought back and they won that game. So Aston Villa are still fighting for points. They're trying to work their way back up the ladder. I believe they are currently seated at 11th place on the table. They're working their way up. They've won their last 3 Premier League games after struggling to pick up points for the first 5 games in the Premier League season. So that is something we need to watch out for. That is something we need to see this weekend. But it's going to be an interesting one to watch. If you're a neutral fan, you need to enjoy watching this game. Grab your popcorn, grab your drink. You are going to enjoy watching this game. What is the key to victory for Manchester City in this game? Personally, I think the key to victory for Manchester City is going to be the ability to defend, shut out Aston Villa attack. You need to make sure that you do not give any chances away. And for the secondary key to victory is going to be Manchester City wingers. The likes of Savio, the likes of Doku, ability to create for Haaland through the wing. It's going to be a differential for Manchester City if they are to win this game. Create from the wing. Create opportunities for Haaland to get onto, create opportunity for Haaland to finish. Haaland is not a player that is going to create his own chances, but if you create good chances for Haaland, you best believe that he's going to take those chances and he's going to deliver. I think this game is going to be an interesting one to watch. Like I told you guys, if you're a neutral fan, you want to watch this game. This is a game to watch. Manchester City fan, you're definitely going to enjoy watching this game. I think Manchester City have everything to win this game. It's going to be a good weekend. So many games to see, so many games to watch. It's going to be an entertaining weekend. I cannot wait to watch this game. Well, that's what we have for you guys this weekend. It's been an interesting one having these conversations with you guys. But let me know what you think about the game. What do you guys think about Arne Slot and the way Liverpool? What do you think Liverpool problem is? Just let me know. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think Liverpool problem is so far this season? Man, it's so many games to watch this weekend, but it's going to be an interesting one. You guys remember, it's not personal. It's just football, and I'll catch you guys next time. Let's go.